Hi, welcome to the Feeding Success information series. Feeding Success is the place to be to take your life from fine to extraordinary. My name is Emmanuelle Galland, your integrative health and fitness coach. I am the creator of Feeding Success Nutrition Blueprint for busy professionals and business travelers. And today I'd like to take a few moments to share with you how we become fat and sick. How do we fall out of health? Once we understand that, we can also understand the many factors that come into play, and it will be easier to start the healing process. What I've learned from my professional education and working with hundreds of clients is that the body only wants to heal. And I can confirm it from my personal experience as well, getting sick with an autoimmune disorder 8 years ago and suffering from back and knee injuries for 2 decades, which I all healed with dietary and lifestyle changes. It wasn't easy. But your body loves you, and it continuously proves it to you by working hard to maintain homeostasis, your internal balance, and keep you healthy, disease-free, aches and pain-free, emotionally and mentally thriving, as well as keeping you at your ideal body weight. So today, the agenda is to go over the 6 stages of disease, as well as 8 reasons why we become fat and sick. With all this information, you'll be able to assess how you live today and how to steer you towards a more vibrant health and life. So let's start with the 6 stages of disease. Because developing cancer, being 40 pounds overweight, having diabetes, autoimmune disorder doesn't happen overnight. It takes years and years. It can take up to 30 years to develop one of those diseases. So how did it start? Dr. Yarema and Rhoda describe the 6 stages of disease as follow in their book, Eat, Taste, and Heal. Stage 1 is accumulation. Here, the imbalance accumulates in its home seat. So maybe for you excess toxins accumulate in your colon, or you may have excess mucus in your lungs, or you may have, fat accumulating around your belly area. Luckily, in that stage, our body strives to restore balance on its own by making us desire foods and activities that balance us. But if we don't take action, if nothing's done, the imbalance remains in its home seat, and in stage 2 is going to aggravate. The symptoms are going to intensify. So maybe now you're really dealing with, digestive issues like constipation, bloating, gases, etc. The next stage, if nothing is done to alter the course of the development of the disease, is spreading. The aggravation is going to spread from its home seat, and it's going to start overflowing in the general circulation of the body, leading symptoms to appear in other parts of our body. But those symptoms are going to be inconsistent. They're going to fluctuate. And so in stage 3, it's a good time to start considering cleansing or fasting or different detoxification process that would tackle multiple systems in your body. If nothing is done, the progression is to stage 4, relocation. Here the imbalance will deposit itself into weak organs and spread throughout the body. Which organs will be picked really depends on many factors, such as your genetic predisposition, trauma, unresolved emotions, addictions, infections, and even pathological, like external pathogens. But at this point, in stage 4 relocation, we're facing a functional imbalance at a much deeper cellular level. Stage 5, manifestation, that's really where the symptoms of the disease become clearly pronounced. And that's usually where we go and see the doctor, right? Modern medicine relies upon the examination of symptoms to diagnose and treat disease. It's really far, stage 5. And then stage 6 is when the disease becomes chronic, right? The process is fully manifested, the symptoms are severe, and the disease is specialized, or there is a differentiation in the symptoms that clearly, enables us to treat you. So maybe in stage 5 you were diagnosed with diabetes, but it's in stage 6 that the feature type 2 will be diagnosed. When you reach stage 6, chronic conditions, it requires a lot of willpower and proper treatment to turn around your health. It's really difficult, and that's where I landed, and it took a tremendous amount of willpower and effort, and the willpower to change multiple areas of your life at once. So what if we were able to start acting earlier and really listen carefully and identify what those early signs of disease formation are? Because being sick and fat is a systemic issue. It's the accumulation of several imbalances over time that lead the body to become overwhelmed and hereby impairing the self-healing and renewal process that our body, innately can do when we take care of it. So let's go through the 8 reasons of why we become fat and sick. And I'd like you to take a few notes maybe for yourself and think about where you'd like to work. What do you currently experience one of these reasons, and could it be where you could start turning around your health? So how does the body break down? 1, our body is overly acidic. Disease thrives in an acidic body, but not in an alkaline body. So your goal is to keep your body's pH between 7 and 8. And several things contribute to an overly acidic body, such as your diet, your lifestyle, environmental toxin exposure, emotional and mental stress. In my book and coaching program, Feeding Success, I covered a list of 11 foods creating more degree of inflammation in the body and deterring your health and lowering your energy. I also invite you to eat 11 good-for-you food that will help you reestablish that balance in your pH. Reason number 2, our body is too toxic. We come into contact with a lot of toxins and chemicals every day, and every time we do, our body, who loves us so much and look after us 24/7, creates extra fat to store away from our vital organs those toxins, which can be heavy metals and chemicals present in our food, in the air we breathe, in our beauty product, clothes, and furniture that come into contact with our skin. Our body also produces toxicity as a byproduct of its own operation. The key takeaway here is that the more toxins we're exposed to, the more fat storage our body will need, and our waistline will keep expanding until we detox these pollutants and clean up our eating and lifestyle habits to prevent accumulating more. And if we never clean up our body or eat more of those detoxifying food, our fat cells will store these toxins, which are carcinogens, for years and years, and eventually this will damage our cells and trigger chronic diseases. Reason number 3, our hormones are out of whack. Our body creates a lot of different hormones for a lot of different functions, but I wanted to focus on 6 of them that are really related to weight loss and other areas of health in your body, which are leptin, ghrelin, insulin, glucagon, cortisol, and the human growth hormone. These 6 hormones play an important role in regulating fat metabolism and become imbalanced with too little sleep, too much stress, and they set the stage for fat gain, obesity, and immerse disease. So leptin tells your brain that you're full, and it regulates the metabolism so you burn more fat when your body needs to. So for fat loss, you want plenty of leptin circulating, but you also want your brain to get its message. So taking care of your brain, and that's one of the things, that's critical in feeling success, since it's about thriving in your life, requires lifestyle changes as well, dietary changes. A big one being sleep, because sleep modulates a major component of the neuroendocrine control of appetite. Ghrelin is the second one. This hormone that's the opposite of leptin. Ghrelin tells your brain to eat now, and it's no coincidence that the name sounds like your stomach rumbling. Insulin increases the production of a fatty acid binding protein, and it enables fat storage in the cell. Insulin also inhibits the release of stored fat for energy. So elevated levels of insulin slam your fat cell doors shut, storing fat rather than releasing it to burn. Glucagon is another hormone that does the opposite of what insulin does. This hormone releases fat from your fat cells to burn for energy. Cortisol is a stress hormone that can benefit you in the short term, but it should be highest in the morning and taper throughout the day. When chronically elevated, it becomes highly dangerous. Cortisol outputs increases with stress, and research shows cortisol does a lot of different things that will actually sabotage your health and your weight loss effort if it's chronically elevated. So it raises the insulin and the blood sugar levels. It increases fat to your stomach area. It lowers your thyroid function, right, slowing down your metabolism. It raises your blood pressure, blocks your testosterone intakes, it lowers your immune function, it slows down your thinking, weakens the muscle tissue, and it decreases your bone density. And finally, the human growth hormone. Your body makes that fountain of youth hormone during your sleep. And amongst its benefits, the growth hormone improves fat metabolism. It also aids in muscle synthesis and repair, as we know, and boosting energy and, and beauty. But so all of those six are affected by what you eat, how you sleep, how you move, your stress levels. And so if any of them or multiple of them, they're interactive too, like as we saw with cortisol, is out of whack, likelihood is you're going to start a ripple effect of damage in your health. Reason 4, our liver is shot. The biggest organ supporting fat loss is your liver, and its role for your overall health is tremendous. It's the gatekeeper of your body, right? Nothing goes through into your body without being checked by your liver. It skims environmental toxins we talked about earlier, and it tends to be overtaxed with alcohol. By the way, if you're drinking a lot of alcohol or everyday alcohol, your liver's focus is going to burn the booze and not burn the fat. So it's really important when you try to lose weight to lower your alcohol intake. But it's really the multiple, it's a multitasker, the liver. And when it functions at capacity, it detoxifies your body, it supports the digestion by producing bile to break down fat, absorb fat. It's also helping with, digesting of water, vitamins, and minerals. General health-wise, it plays a big role in regulating your blood pressure, your blood sugar, your hormones, including insulin, estrogen, and progesterone, and also supports your immunity and your cholesterol production and removal. So really important, I would say central, and wanting to make the right choices of food will definitely impact your liver. And if you don't care for your liver, by detoxing it or giving it, some rest regularly, it will be overworked. And it's going to start accumulating more and more toxin, which will create inflammation and exacerbate the belly fat issue and will lead to more severe disease down the road. Reason 5, we have an overgrowth of bad bacteria in the gut and even maybe a gut infection. That's really hot topic in the nutrition field right now. Research recently confirmed that bacteria in the gut increases inflammation, and it's been linked to obesity, a weakened immune system, and cognitive abilities. So your gut flora is very sensitive, and it's easily destroyed by medication, by poor eating habits, and stressful lifestyle. And then there's also some infections like candida, which make it very hard to lose weight and absorb nutrition. So giving some tender, loving care to your gut goes a long way in keeping you thin and healthy. Reason 6, I may have a blood sugar disorder. A big hindrance to weight loss and to your overall health is embarking on the blood sugar roller coaster. That's going from high blood sugar to sugar crash all day long. It wreaks havoc your hormones. It leads to insulin resistance, and it really wears you down, right? It saps your energy. You're lacking energy mid-morning and mid-afternoon, and you feel restless at night. It's really not fun. and if you do have a blood sugar disorder, like let's say hypoglycemia, or if you're in diabetes, let's take diabetes for example, makes it very hard to lose weight, as the increase of insulin increases fat storage, as we've seen before. And it's very hard to find the right balance. So that you can directly affect with what you eat. And I encourage you to explore this and stabilize your blood sugar to increase your chances of being healthy. Reason 7, we are sleep deprived. Sleep deprivation is a huge reason for being sick and fat, and that was I would say, where my snowball effect started. And the study found that people who are sleep deprived overeat by 25%. And there are many studies about sleep, and I'm sure we can link every single disease to, at some point in your life, inadequate sleep. Some that I wanted to highlight is several studies show that one bad night of sleep increased ghrelin levels and hunger in normal weight men. And it also decreased the circulating levels of glucagon in your body. Chronic sleep loss decreased insulin sensitivity. It increased hunger and appetite. There is a connection with diabetes and with fat gain. Another study that I read showed that sleep loss results in elevation in cortisol levels the next evening. So as you can, and if you lack sleep, to go thinking about the last hormone that we talked about, light sleepers or people who wake up often during the night make less human growth hormone. Finally, reason number 8, and why we become sick and fat, is that we overeat, even the good stuff. There are many reasons why we overeat, and getting to the bottom of these is very important to turn things around. Maybe you overeat because you lack nutrition, because the food you eat is overly processed. Or maybe you eat because you're emotionally stressed or bored. Even overeating the good stuff on a continuous basis will put stress on your system. It's going to overburden your stomach, your liver, your gallbladder, your intestines, and it's going to slow you down. It's a big energy sapper, digestion. It may even increase energetic imbalances, which can alter your hormonal system and the quality of your sleep. And just want to clarify something here about exercise. Exercise will not alleviate the burden of extra digestive work caused on your body by overeating. And culturally, we're conditioned young to finish our plate. I certainly was. And that's an issue. I like the principles by which the people of Okinawa live, which is eat until you're 75% satisfied, not until you're full. So as my teacher in nutrition school, Deepak Chopra, said to us, if you find a better way to be happy than overeating, your body will naturally return to its balanced state. There are great news on your way, is that your body's self-healing process can be restored with diet and lifestyle changes even at the chronic stage of a disease. It'll be a lot harder to do, but everything is possible. So in my next Feeding Success communication in a couple of days, I'll share with you 6 tips to accelerate your weight loss and heal disease. Until then, I wish you a good rest of your week. Thank you. Goodbye.